guys, what's up? This is GVKcollectibles, and today it's Monday, so you know what that means. It's Mythical Mountain Monday. So, last Saturday they had the auction, which was, auction/claim sale as they like to call it, but I got a lot of good stuff, and also got some extra stuff too while I was just out and about to go to Mythical Mountain. But yeah, once again, great as always. A lot of good books too. There were a lot of high-priced books going out there too. There's a Detective Comics 1000. That was an Alex Ross tribute variant to the original Detective Comics, which Batman appeared in. So yeah, and that was way out of my price range. So but let's get into what I got. So we're gonna start with comics, and I also got some extra stuff at other places, so I'll just show off the comics first. So the first comic that I did get was Magic, for I don't know how much, I can't remember, I'm not going to say, but Magic. This is a book where it focuses on Illyana Rasputin, who becomes a Dark Child. I know little to nothing, I know a little bit about Illyana Rasputin, aka Magic. She's currently in the New Mutants book, and she's kind of the main fixture of that. She's the leader of that team. But yeah, written by Chris Claremont, so you know it is a good book. It's definitely that time period during, I actually don't know. Right. Yeah, it's definitely the 80s of where Chris Claremont was writing X-Men, and it was kind of oh god, how can I say this? Claremont's run kind of is cemented of a lot of people remember, because usually everybody knows about the X-Men animated series, and all that stuff is based off Claremont's run going on at the time, because you have characters like Rogue, Jubilee, and all that kind of stuff, and you have the kind of Jim Lee inspired art. But yeah, it's a pretty cool book. But this next one is actually really cool. So this is Spider-Gwen #0. So this is, I believe this may be the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. I think there used to be a kind of logo right here, but I'm not completely sure. But this is ultimately, I think, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen within the Marvel continuity, because she's kind of an interesting character. I don't know what the status quo of her character is currently right now. She was in a separate universe, I think Earth 56, I believe it was called, and she was by herself. She was in her own isolated world of where it wasn't affected, because at this time when this character made her appearance, when Gwen made her appearance, Spider-Gwen made her appearance, Secret Wars was going on, so that kind of complicated things. It's so it wasn't affected, which that's constantly with comic books. Usually if it's something good or new or something that's really popular, it's not affected by the event. So, there's that. But yeah, it's a pretty cool, pretty wonderful cover. I dig the character, I dig the design a lot. And she's just gonna, I think this book particularly is gonna be spiking up in price just because her appearance within the Edge of Spider-Verse and the sequel probably. So this one's actually a pretty cool one that I got. It is Alien vs. Predator, the deadliest of the species. And this is signed by Chris Claremont himself, so Claremont, as I said, for those of you who know, he made a big impact on the X-Men run. I didn't even know he did an Alien vs. Predator comic, but it is pretty cool. It's a 12-issue series, which is pretty long. I think, maybe for the time, this was the longest Alien vs. Predator book at the time, but I think both Fire and Stone and Life and Death have kind of squashed it in terms of issue numbers, but it is pretty cool, pretty wonderful cover. That kind of style of the AVP, I think this is definitely 90s, definitely, but this is good 90s. Kind of sad to see Alien vs. Predator go away from Dark Horse, but ultimately I'm excited to see what Marvel's gonna what the series with Marvel is gonna happen. What's gonna happen with the Marvel series. God, if I can't talk today. This one's a pretty cool cover. So it's a variant cover of Justice League vs. Suicide Squad. This was very much the first kind of big event within DC Rebirth after it came out, so like everything is kind of, they picked and choose continuity of what they like, so you get like OG Superman back, like you get cool Superman, and he has a kid too, who Jonathan's really cool, is a really cool kid, and like he's married to Lois and everything, and there's like things that change. Wally West is back, and I think Wonder Woman's origin changed a little bit, but I'm not completely sure. But this is basically the kind of Suicide Squad and Justice League come to terms, which I can't believe. I think they've fought each other maybe beforehand. I could be completely wrong, but it's kind of crazy that it took that long for a book to come out about the Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. But once again, it's kind of really cool. You get like Wonder Woman stepping on Harley. It's a really wonderful cover. I don't know the artist, but it's like you could tell like it's very much like a Gal Gadot kind of designed Wonder Woman, even though her Rebirth design in general, it looks a lot like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman design in the movie. So, but that's fine by me because I really like Gal Gadot, and that like Wonder Woman's design for Rebirth particularly is really, really wonderfully done. Next we have is Innovation Comics, A Nightmare on Elm Street, which I have no idea which one this is. I think it's just a standalone series. It's not connected with the beginning one that I talked about that I got a while ago, because that one was primarily about kind of learning Freddy's origin, of where he came from, which you see that in Freddy's Dead a little bit, but ultimately that one explores it a lot more. And it's also, it's a post Freddy is dead, so like Springwood is kind of becoming normal again, which I think is my biggest complaint about that movie, is like him killing all the kids, where it's just this weirdly weird dystopian kind, like this weird town of all these older adults. But it's a pretty cool, you get Freddy, you get Nancy. I don't know who the heck that is. That could be, I have no idea who that is in Freddy's glove. That could be Glenn, it could be anybody. But yeah, it's a pretty cool cover. Innovation, they did a lot. I think they did a lot of the like a lot of horror comics back in the day. They did I have the Child's Play books, so I'm definitely whenever Innovation is going to pop up, I think I'm definitely going to be trying to get these issues of their horror comics, because I dig horror. So yeah, I mean, okay, so this next one, it is a complete set, and this is Star Wars Thrawn. So this is based off the book by Timothy Zahn, Thrawn. So for those of you who don't know, Grand Admiral Thrawn is a character who is a Cis, it's like CHISS, I think Shiss, I believe. And he's kind of this blue-looking alien dude. He looks human, but he isn't. He's actually one of the few alien characters to actually serve the Empire. And this character was originally introduced into Heir of the Empire by Timothy Zahn, of course. And he's just a really, really, really wonderful character. Here, let me flip through some of the covers. He is, the story within this, his origin is kind of not similar, but it ultimately of how he comes to work with the Empire is very similar to the old EU, the expanded universe, back in the day Legends. But his, and you also have with the book, not this specific one, but the book, you have Timothy Zahn, the guy who created him, writing him again, so it's like he's written correctly. And it's a wonderful book. His origin, and also the reasoning he joins the Empire, is completely different in the in the Disney continuity, the canon, to say. But it's really, really good. He's a really cool character. You get to see him kind of, I don't know if this has, I believe it may have, Eli Vanto, who is a character who kind of is assigned to Thrawn to kind of initiate him, to get him through, Imperial Academy. And, Eli Vanto is kind of he's a space, kind of, not, I don't want to say hick, but he comes from a backwater planet of where people within Coruscant think he's a hick, a redneck, a space redneck. But both Thrawn and Eli Vanto, they help each other out, and Eli Vanto becomes a better kind of commander through Thrawn, because Thrawn's a great commander, and yeah, through other stuff. But it, like, the book itself, I haven't read the adaptation, so that's why I got it, mainly. But the book itself, by Timothy Zahn, is actually really, really great. If you want to introduce yourself to the character of Grand Admiral Thrawn within be the canon or to Legends, definitely start with Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. Or you could go, if you want to know the direct origin of the character, of where he came from, read Heir to the Empire. It is a fantastic trilogy of books with Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and I can't remember the last book, but the trilogy is really fantastic. So, for the last book we have, that I got in that Mythical Mountain, the auction, I should say, is Catwoman Futures End. Now, this is a tie-in. All that I know is Futures End was a terrible event by DC, and they had all these kind of I know there's a Constantine one. I actually have the Justice League Dark one. I have a Justice League Dark tie-in to do with Futures End. So, but yeah, I mean, it's done by Terry Dodson, and I believe inked by one of the Dodsons. And Dodson's art is really fantastic. He was the main artist on the Princess Leia comic. That's where I know him from. So yeah, but it's a cool cover. It's a holographic lenticular cover. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna just take a quick minute, and we'll get right back to more showing off more stuff. All right, hey guys, we're back. Well, I'm back. So, but if you hear any background noise, like downstairs, this is recording on Sunday, meaning it's football, and that's very important in this household. I don't care less, but Jack's pop guy and our dad, they love football, so that's their thing. So I did get one more thing from Mythical Mountain's auction. They actually did some toys. Now these aren't necessary, and they're toys up my alley. Well, specifically up my alley, so I'm going to show them off. So this is the McFarlane Monster Werewolf. So this is actually a pretty kind of crazy kind of thing, because I actually vividly, I don't know if it was this or the Tortured Souls series from Clive Barker that I remember, but I remember seeing figures like this in Toys R Us back in the day. There was an adult collectibles line. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. But man, I remember seeing these, and this is actually a really, really cool, twisted design. McFarlane did really good jobs on doing cool, unique designs, and these are all reimaginings of kind of classic Universal monsters, or you can't say Universal because they didn't make a deal. But basically, there were several other ones. So there was the Werewolf, Dracula, Mummy, Voodoo Queen, which I don't know what that could be a reference to, Sea Creature, which possibly could be Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Frankenstein. These are really, really cool. I mean, they're a lot older figures. They don't have articulation. Very much like how McFarlane and even NECA are doing. This was kind of the standard for 6-inch collectibles back in the day, which was I think the early 2000s to mid 2000s. This was kind of the definitive we're gonna do figure, they were more detailed statues than anything, little detailed affordable statues you can get. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It also comes in the old style clam packaging. McFarlane's done a lot of stuff. He's done so many lines. He's had the horror licenses, which are mostly to NECA now. But McFarlane's been doing a lot of stuff. His Spawn figure was amazing. A lot of his Mortal Kombat stuff looks fantastic. He's doing really great with DC, I think, the DC comic figures. And though it's so weird to see McFarlane toys being sold at Target and Walmart. Even though Target has their own little section for adult collectibles now, with the NECA section and everything, and the Funko Pops. It's just really weird to see it, because the last time I think I saw McFarlane figures within a toy store, not in a toy store, but a regular store Walmart, Target, was the Halo figures. Also, there's those giant I don't know what they're robot animal characters from I think Spawn, I think, that are at Walmart, and they're like pretty cool for limited articulated figures, but they look fantastically designed. So that's pretty much it for the Mythical Mountain stuff, but I did go some other places, and one of my favorite shops, because it's getting close to October, I love Halloween. Halloween is probably one of my favorite holidays next to Christmas, Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think those ones. Those are definitely my favorite holidays. So, of course, I don't have them in a good range to get, but let's start it anyway. So, Spirit of Halloween, they've, I think, been stepping up their game, with kind of cool little things like trinkets and stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show off is I got this. Let me see if I can focus this. There you go. So it's a cool little Sam shot glass from Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is probably one of my favorite recent Halloween films, I think. Definitely one of my recent. It's a horror anthology film that is directed by Michael Dowry, who did. He did, of course, Godzilla King of the Monsters. He's done Krampus. He's done limited things, but he's also done really cool things, like stuff that I generally love, and I love Trick or Treat. Sam is such a cute little iconic character, and it's kind of hard to believe that he's been, well, Dowry created him in, I think, college for an animated short, but he's only been really in the, kind of pop culture zeitgeist, I guess, since 2007, so he's relatively a newer creation, but he's really endured. He's at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal a lot, so it just shows you the impact of the character. And he's not really that big of a player within the book, within the movie, which is usually a good thing, because you usually don't want this cute little mascot. He's a cute little mascot, and he's a mascot for Halloween too, which I think is really good. So keeping up with, I think, I'm gonna keep it up with the Sam trend. I got this cool, it is a cool decal, a removable decal from Spirit of Halloween, and it's him holding his little bag, him being cute yet menacing. So basically, for those of you who don't know, Sam is actually a spirit of Halloween, not to be connected with Spirit of Halloween, the store, but he's basically there to make sure all the rules of Halloween are followed properly. He's a really cool, really interesting character. Really iconic design, I think, in my opinion. He looks fantastic, really cute, but yet there's something sinister about him, where he will cut you, to say the least. So these next few are going to be kind of related to all each other. So the other day, a few weeks ago, I was in Spirit of Halloween. They had some cool Trick or Treat pins with a with a patch, so you can put it on. So they had one for Friday the 13th too. So they had a Jason Lives. Well, it's Friday the 13th, but it has Jason Lives, which is the logo from the sixth one. A cool Camp Crystal Lake, Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake sticker, kind of patch of what the logo looks like, and a few cool pins with Jason, and what is this one? Friday the 13th. The Day Everybody Fears, which is the little pin. So yeah, I really dig these. So these are iron-on patches. You can find these at Spirit of Halloween. They always do really, really cool, wonderful things for Halloween, and recently I've been noticing. I mean, I did buy a Michael Myers costume, so I'm actually happy I'm excited for that. But the next one I have to show is, since I need technically a new mask, I got this. It's the one that called to me. It's a Camp Crystal Lake. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. So it's basically the sign that you see, I think, in the first one. It's kind of it's not as colorful as the one you see in the first film, but it is basically that logo of Camp Crystal Lake. Sorry. But yeah, I thought this was a cool mask, and I mean, it's kind of in the kind of climate that we live in right now. Masks are very necessary, and I do like this one. So, and I think for the last part of the video is Camp Crystal Lake hat with Friday the 13th on the back, which looks really cool. This is something that you would probably see a camp counselor wear. in Camp Crystal Lake. So yeah, that is pretty much Mythical Mountain Monday, and also along with some Spirit of the Halloween stuff, which I really love. So hey guys, if you like the video, make sure to hit like and also hit subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you get notified when videos like this go up. So we have for our videos, we usually do Monday is Mythical Mountain Monday. Wednesday is What's in the Box Wednesday. And usually you'll see on Friday is my figure reviews. So luckily there's actually going to be a lot coming up through NECA's calendar. This month we get the Lost Predator. I'm waiting on the King Kong at Mythical Mountain, and the Creep from Creep Show. And also and I don't know if they'll be getting them, but it's definitely one I plan on getting, is the Terminator from the original Terminator. It is the police assault one, where he goes in and just does bad things to the police in the original film. So you guys got those to look forward to. I'm very excited about this month, and I'm very excited about next month, because next month is October, so there's going to be, hopefully NECA will deliver on some pretty good figures coming out next month. I'm hoping that Part 7 Jason comes out then. I don't think it will, but it's just a hopeful thought. And maybe, the Ultimate Ghostface too, and maybe other figures. But hopefully it should be a really awesome October. So, yeah. That's it, everybody. Peace.